All right, guys, Dr. Hunter Pinesett here, the pre-med protein expert, and today we're going to talk about the long journey that is medicine, particularly as a non-traditional student. And a lot of students will come to me and ask me, is it worth it? All the work I'm going to have to do to turn around whatever my circumstances are, whether it's a low GPA, no extracurriculars, all these things, is it worth it to get it done? And what I want to say to you guys is that is a very tricky question, and not a question that someone else can answer for you. It's a question you have to answer for yourself. To say, is it worth it to overcome a low GPA? And in my case, I had a student who had a 2.8 GPA who worked her tail off and got herself into an MD school in the US. But it took her 7 years. And so my question to you is, right, it didn't need to take that long, she did some extra things, but it's going to take a significant amount of time. If you spent 4 years making a low GPA, it's going to take you 4 years to make it better if it's really low, okay? So you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? And only you can answer that question, because there's a lot of things. I spent a lot of time getting to medical school. I spent a lot of time in medical school and in residency and in medical training, but it's all been worth it for me because I knew what was at the end of the road. And what was at the end of the road was meaningful to me. And what I say that is for me as a physician, doing what I'm doing right now, talking to you, is what I saw myself doing. And I felt like getting an MD and being a place of authority, being a person who came from a background who shouldn't have gotten into medical school. I mean, let's start with the color of my skin. I'm a black male in medicine. I'm like a unicorn. I might as well have a horn coming out my head, right? We're an endangered species, but I overcame the statistics and I got into medical school and I'm succeeding as a doctor. Furthermore, I'm a student who didn't excel in the classroom. I had a low GPA. I was told I shouldn't go to medical school, but I reversed that and I said, no, I won't be denied. No excuses, just dominate. And I got the job done and I worked on myself, improved myself, and I got there. And I grinded it out, and I've been grinding it out because it was worth it to me, because I wanted to make an impact with you guys as students and also be able to treat patients in their time of need. So you have to decide, is that future you? Is that really worth it to you? Does being that person mean everything to you? Because I think there's a lot of things you can be haphazard about, right? There's a lot of things in your life where you're like, oh, I could take it or leave it. 5 things the other way, right? It's like my wife and I always talk about, where are we going to eat? I'm like, I don't really care, right? I don't really care. But when it comes to a career, you're going to spend 30, 40, maybe even 50 years being a physician. Is that the life you want? Or would you prefer to do something else? And when you add to the fact all the training where you're not getting paid, right? You make minimum wage essentially as a resident. You're paying them to work as a medical student to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars every year. So in so many ways, there's so many, I wouldn't call them negative aspects, but there's so many sacrifices you have to make. So many things you have to give up to get the medical degree, to get the white coat, to get the patient care. And so you have to figure out if all this stuff is worth it, all the work, all the effort, all the focus, all the studying, all the grinding, all the volunteering, all the research, all these aspects, is it worth it to you at the end? And you have to be very clear on that. And for a lot of you guys, it isn't worth it. But if it's something that you have to do, if medicine is what you were born to be, then it's absolutely worth it. And I encourage you guys to go get it done, because you can do it. I know people are going to discourage you, but you can get it done. But you're going to have to then use that motivation of, ooh, I want to be that doctor. I want that feeling. And you're going to have to use that to motivate you to do the things that other people won't do so you can be successful. And the things you're going to have to do, not only are you going to have to do more than other people, you're going to have to do better than other people, differently than other people. And my YouTube channel, as you guys come here and you guys watch these videos, it's all about being different. Everything I try to teach you guys, I try to go away from the standard teaching, because what I find is that most people who advise in any capacity do it from a place of history and a place of tradition, as opposed to a position of efficiency. So I'm not about tradition. I'm not about history. I'm about efficiency. And I'm saying, yeah, that's how they did it in the past, but let's do it this way, right? Everybody else is sending telegrams, and I'm saying, let's pull out the cell phone and make a phone call. That's the difference. And so I encourage you guys to think differently, think hard, no excuses, just dominate. Think about that greatness factor to get you where you want to go. And is it worth it? It's totally up to you. But for me, it's been worth it because right now I'm impacting you. And I don't know if you would listen to me if I wasn't a Stanford medical school graduate. I don't know if you would listen to me if I hadn't been the epitome of excellence throughout my career. From a place of disadvantage, but become an excellent pre-med, an excellent medical student, excellent resident, excellent physician. So I encourage you guys, if it is worth it to you, think no excuses, just dominate and get the job done. All right, get over to premedproductivity.com, check out my courses. Thank you very much for joining me. Make sure, like this video, comment, let me know what you think. Is it worth it? What does it being a doctor look like to you? Let me know in the comment box below, and then subscribe to my channel, turn on live notifications so I can come live to y'all and interact with you guys. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a live video right now for you guys. I'm gonna get off of here and do a live video. But thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. It's Dr. Pinesett. I'm out, y'all. That is it for this episode of Dominate Pre-Med. Show me some love by commenting in the box below and taking a second to like this video. Be sure to visit premedproductivity.com to learn more about my empowering courses, pre-med coaching, and live events near you. While you're there, grab a copy of my free ebook, check out my blog, and sign up for a free webinar. Being a pre-med doesn't have to be filled with uncertainty and stress. You have greatness inside you. Let the pre-med productivity expert show you how to unlock it so you can dominate pre-med and get into the medical school of your dreams. I'll see you next time.